name is Jay?
Enkedo. Yes.
Enkedo, okay. Good to meet you. We're here down in Mount Helix in La Mesa, California today. And we're out asking the big question of people. What do you think is going to happen to you after you die? Your eyes go closed, and what happens? Nothing or something.
I think something definitely happens. I'm a Catholic, so in line with Catholic teaching, I believe the moment you die, you get judged by Jesus Christ the Lord. And depending on how much you've loved throughout your life, how much devotion you've had to God, and how charitable you've been, would determine where you go.
Okay. So, do you think you got to be a good person in order to go to heaven overall? That's kind of your standard?
Yeah, it's a good person.
It's charitable.
Charitable, yeah. I was talking about charity. Of course, you have to be a good person, and the way to do that is going to be through God's grace. It's not going to be on our own doing, but yeah, it's all on how we respond to God's call and God's grace.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We've talked to a number of Catholics over the time we've done this. And there's different. I've noticed, just like in any, there's different kind of changes. We've watched that happen.
Yeah.
So, let me give you what's called the good person test. You ever taken it before?
I've seen a pamphlet.
You've seen a pamphlet?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is for our viewing audience here. Let's go through it real quick. Have you ever told a lie in your life? So everybody here, right? And if they haven't, now I question that to be a lie. So what does the world call people that lie?
The world, by the world, do you mean?
If somebody comes up and is lying to you all the time in our town, in some way, what do you usually, one of those words?
Liar. I mean,
Liar.
Yeah.
There you go, that's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
Have you ever stolen anything in your entire life?
I have.
Okay. So what does the world call people that steal?
Horrible. I mean, they call them scum. You know, stealing is one of the taking somebody else's possession that you don't deserve, that they deserve to have, is one of the worst things you could do, I think.
So you call them a thief?
Thief.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the word.
So have you ever hated someone or called them a fool in your life?
I have.
So in the Bible, Jesus said in the Sermon on the Mount that that's murder in your heart. Okay, to hate someone or hate his creation. We've all done things wrong in our life, but we're still God's creation, right?
Yeah.
So we believe we're Christians, so we believe after this life ends, we're going to come up before God, and He's going to judge us for the things that we've done in this life. So based upon the things that you just told me you've done wrong in your life, you come up there, and do you think He's going to send you to heaven, or do you think He's going to send you to hell?
I think I'll be in purgatory for a long time.
Maybe purgatory. So
I hope so.
So how does that work? Purgatory. I'm trying to. I've heard a lot of people talk about purgatory, and first of all, where do you get purgatory in the Bible?
It's mentioned in the Bible. Saint Paul mentions a place, not heaven or hell, but somewhere that we would go to get purified. Jesus talks about purification after this life. He says that we won't enter heaven until every last penny is paid, until we're perfect. And so the doctrine of purgatory teaches us that if we're not perfect by the time we die, and God's mercy is extended to us, He won't send us to hell, but we're not yet ready for the beatific vision in heaven, because we're not living the supernatural life of grace completely. So in order to get to that state of supernatural grace, we'd have to get purified and be made perfect. And that's what purgatory is the place where we're purged of our sins and made perfect and fit for heaven.
Okay, so if you're just blown it in this life, I don't know, let's use somebody like Adolf. You've just gone around and just blown it. You're going to go to that state and you'd be...
No, who knows?
I'm trying to understand that.
Yeah, if by some grace of God or some miracle, Adolf Hitler repented right before. He committed suicide, so I guess that's a bad example. but let's say Saddam Hussein.
Okay.
He was hung. If by some miracle he repented for his sins and asked God for forgiveness, I believe God will forgive him if he repents with his whole heart and he had true contrition. Does that mean Saddam Hussein would go straight to heaven for that? I don't think so. I think he'd have a lot of sins, a lot of addictions, a lot of things that he's attached to that need to be wiped out.
Okay, so you think the key is they've got to repent, and they got to trust that Jesus Christ has forgiven them from all the sins they've done in his life.
Yeah.
And it's got to be real. It
Gotta
can't
be
be just
real.
something.
Gotta be
Yeah,
real.
and we don't know what the real is. Only God
So
knows what that real
it
is.
needs
So
to-
you think it's purgatory? I personally don't share that same belief, but that's we've been to different journeys.
Yep.
Okay. So I don't know. With Catholicism, I'm not bashing it. I don't want to seem like I'm bashing. The different religions I'm seeing. I know the Catholics have their own Bible. Yes. Or no?
We share the same Bible with the Protestants with 7 extra books in the Old Testament.
Yeah.
Same New Testament, 7 extra books in the Old Testament, and then some other, a few verses in Daniel and I think Esther also.
So I don't know. That one for me, and the Bible's pretty explicit.
Well, they were there from the beginning.
Yeah. So you think it was there before the Catholic?
It was there in Judaism, so
Okay.
it's there for Catholicism. So.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm just trying to.
Yeah.
It's a journey for me too. I'm learning different things as I go, and what I've been taught and what people I've talked to, I've looked at it differently. Few people that have, we all tend to go down that path as a result.
Yeah.
You've been that way all your life? Or just
I was born Catholic.
Okay, so
Yeah.
your parents raised you that way,
Yeah.
and whereas if you were born a Mormon, you might, until maybe you meet somebody and think, oh, you know what, that person had a look at that.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you start changing your thoughts and you start going a different direction.
Yeah.
It's life's definitely a journey with that respect, that's for sure.
Yeah. For sure.
But anyway, I would, in my own thinking, I'd just tell you to maybe check that closer to kind of historically.
I'm actually studying to be a Catholic priest. So yeah.
So you've been through.
So I've been reading biblical theology. So.
Where you going to school?
John Paul. It's a small, 200-ish student Catholic school in Miramar.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Online classes and all that, so.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, it's right here.
Yeah, no, I didn't read your T-shirt. I read your T-shirt. Anyway, me and my wife, we've been doing, like I said before we get started here, doing this for quite a while now, just talking to different people. And during our interviews, we tell you about something that happened in 2007. It was right after the 2000. And our home, we lived in Hamul at the time.
Oh, my parents live in Ohio.
Oh, yeah? So we got evacuated from our home.
Yeah.
Did they get evacuated?
Yeah,
okay?
they were out, yeah.
So my wife and my son evacuated our home. I was out of the area when it happened. But after that, we lost an 18-year-old son in a car accident.
Sorry.
And just happened. Moment's going to happen, so you have to be ready for that, right?
Yeah.
The more you put off your belief in Jesus Christ, you just take that. You think, I'm all right. I'll just wait and wait and wait and wait and put it off, but no one knows when that time's going to be. He certainly going to be like any normal day. The day it happened, he was going to Mesa College at the time, just started there, freshman year. He was a cross-country runner, been running cross-country since the age of 8, ran about 40 miles a week on average.
Wow.
He was an AP calculus student, smart. He wanted to be a mechanical engineer. And the day it happened, he was driving a used car that he'd been driving for 1 week when it happened. He had a garage for a while after the fire, during the fire. Jumped in that car, and he was late for the running class up at Mace College. And he, middle of a day, a dry road day just like this, hit about 90 miles an hour going up the 94 West Freeway. And this is the unusual part. He lost his life in the backyard of that house. The white. Yeah, it's over there by College Grove.
Yeah.
These are his skid marks right here. And if you notice, they're dead center on the cross.
Yeah.
There used to be a tree here. He hit the tree, split his car in half, ripped him out of his seatbelt, landed it on his back in the backyard of this house looking directly up at the cross. Parts of his car went completely around the cross and the roof. And we actually have video coverage of the owner of the house picking up parts of his car around the So that was a trial in our life. We lost our son. But the real question is, did he accept Jesus Christ as his Lord and Savior before his life ended? Or is that something he put off? We believe as parents that he did, but only God knows whether he truly trusted and believed in that. And I pray he did, and we'll see him someday. But so that happened, and then after the accident, something else happened. My son was an organ donor. He donated his body to an organization called LifeShare, and we got a letter from a 18-year-old that got my son's ligament in his arm donated to him. Got his arm. So he had Tommy John surgery and had it replaced. I actually got the letter here. This is the newspaper article. Next day, November 7, 2007. That's the 18-year-old driver killed and slammed into a tree of his car. Yeah. So it was. But this is the letter that we got from this 8-year-old. Really nice letter. You can go ahead. You can read it up there.
You want to read it out loud?
Yeah, we can read it out loud.
Hi, my name is Blake. I am writing to your family to express my sincere empathy in your loss of a family member. I am deeply sorry for your family and am praying that God may guide you in this time. I am also writing to your family in great respect and gratitude for your family decision to donate this special gift. The transplant I received and the scarring that has taken place due to the surgery will serve as a reminder of your family and especially your loved one. I am greatly privileged and thankful for my opportunity, which will be powered by your loved one as he or she enabled me to be healthy again. I thought I would share with you a brief history of who I am and what surgery has allowed for me to do. I'm an 18-year-old boy who just graduated from Mater Dei High School in Santa Ana, California. I will be attending Santa Clara University in the fall. I am the oldest child and have one brother and two sisters. My brother is 17, my sister is 16, and my little sister is 12. Growing up a child full of energy and a love for athletics, I played hockey, basketball, football, soccer, and baseball. When I got to high school, a lot of those things started to change or not go the way I had hoped for. To make a long story short, I ended up lettering in football and baseball. I had many ups and downs in football, such as losing the quarterback job to phenom Matt Barkley after being the starting quarterback my freshman and sophomore year for the freshman team and the sophomore JV team. However, I ended up playing receiver for our varsity team my senior year and gained many life lessons along the way. In baseball my sophomore year on varsity, I hurt my arm pitching. My junior year, I did the exact same thing. After that season, I got an MRI and found out my ulnar collateral ligament, also known as the Tommy John ligament, was torn. I ended up playing third base for the team my senior year, however, and we had a remarkable season that again brought many ups and downs, but many life lessons as well. I am honored to let you know that the transplant your family has so generously donated has replaced my damaged elbow ligament in my arm through surgery commonly referred to as Tommy John surgery. I am currently still in stitches and in a brace and have started my rehabilitation process that will take approximately 1 year. I have hopes to play baseball.
That's it.
Baseball and pitch at Santa Clara University. I will red my shirt, my first.
A red shirt.
I will red. my first year due to my injury and rehabilitation, but will then resume my baseball activity my second year there. I am again very grateful for your family and hope to fulfill my dreams of pitching out of respect for your loved one. I will never forget your family and your loved one, as he or she is in a better place. I hope to keep in contact with your family, and cannot be thankful enough for what this surgery is going to enable me to do. Thank you again, and may God bless your family. You are in my prayers and in my heart. Thank you.
Yeah. Touch. So my wife, when we got the phone number there, she immediately tried to call him, and we didn't get him on the phone, but we got his voicemail, and we left him a voicemail and said to please call us back. So we didn't hear anything back from him for quite a while. Months went by, and we just kind of went, oh, I guess he's 18, who knows, he just kind of, got busy in life.
Yeah.
So my wife and I were foster youth mentors. We take kids from the county out, we take them camping, bike riding, and that kind of thing. My son was very active in that and helped us with that when he was alive. One day we were taking our 18-year-old foster youth out on a bike ride one day, and we were all in the car, and we're driving up the 94 West Freeway, and we are on 94 West. We're driving right in front of this house. My wife's cell phone rings. Who do you think is calling us the very first time? We were astonished. She was calling us right in front of the house. We were like, what's she doing calling us? We all three of us kind of looked at each other. It was strange. So we said, you know what? I guess let's plan a time to have dinner with him. So we had dinner with him and his mom at the Clean Dripper restaurant in Carlsbad. We all sat down and we had dinner, and Blake started asking us questions. He goes, what kind of vehicle was Devin driving when he died? We told him it was an Acura Integra and a model and everything. And he looks at us funny and he goes, I drive that same car. So we started talking to his mom, and his mom told us she was a CASA, which are like foster youth mentors. They take kids from the county out and they shop with them and that kind of thing. So all this stuff was kind of hooking up. So we thought, God's involved in everything in our life. He sees the stuff we're doing, and he's engaged with it. And we believe he was engaged with all that. And he sees the conversation we're all having right now. And he wants you in heaven. And I know that you're going down a path to, tell people about the love of God. And thankfully you're choosing that path when so many choose other things. But that's about it. That's about the story I have to share. Couple of things I like to show people, just to see that's my son. See him there. Yeah, he was still okay. Yeah. What year did you graduate?
05.
05.
My daughter graduated in 05.
What's your daughter's name?
Tiffany Cadell.
Oh, that sounds super familiar.
She ran cross country.
I didn't.
Tiffany. Okay. Yeah. This is something that we show people. And then.
I've seen this.
Yeah, this is actually microscope things about
Yeah.
the cell. It's what holds our cells together in our body.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And it's amazing that we use little crosses, that God uses little crosses to hold. When we think of Colossians 1:15 through 17 with that, the Son, and I read that, the Son is the image of the firstborn over all creation. For in him all things were created, things in heaven and earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or powers, rulers or authorities. All things have been created through him and for him. He is before all things, and in him all things hold together. The hold together part is what really he uses a cross to hold this together.
It's awesome.
And then I don't know if you have Louis Giglio. Ever heard of Louis Giglio?
No.
If you go up and Google it on the YouTube, you'll see his. You'll see this. This is actually an image that was shot by the Hubble telescope, and it's in the Whirlpool Galaxy. And it's a cross.
That's what it looks like.
So it's just
Sweet.
God. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, look it up. Louis Giglio. Yeah, you'll enjoy So what if you were talking to a person that wasn't a believer? Aside from one thing you would like to just kind of get out there and try to make them once with you.
I'm a firm believer in love. I think if God love or if love exists, then God has to exist. I think if God doesn't exist, then love is just a fairy tale, and it's something we make up and pretend to go through to experience. So, and then there's the part in First John where he says clearly God is love, and the essence of God is love. So I think that is one of the things that our culture has lost in many ways, the meaning of love and its full capacity and the significance in every person's life. So I think if I was talking to a non-believer, I would just start with something like that. Try to really dig deep into their soul and make them realize that they're missing something big in their life that they can't live without.
Mm-hmm. Any questions for me? Anything that you want to?
Touching story. I'm moved by it, and I'll pray for you guys, and I'll pray for your son. And
Thank you for your time.
thank you.
All right.
God bless you.
God bless you.